It's official. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is releasing on July 22nd, 2022, a full 2 months ahead of schedule. Nintendo of Japan and America have been slowly dropping new information since the latest trailer, so let's go through it all.
Let's get stuck in!
Yeah, will do!
First off, we have a bunch of new footage released through Twitter. You can see characters swapping out on the field, and according to a translation of the text, you'll also be able to do this in battle. In the latest trailer, you could see a prompt to swap with L and R when the tactics menu is open, but since R is traditionally used for targeting on the field, I suspect it'll use a different button outside of battle. We can also see Noah use a dash move in the trailer, as well as move around an enemy to get positional bonuses on his attacks. You can see your character's position relative to your target just above the arts palette on the right, similar to Xenoblade X. Arts with positional bonuses will have an exclamation point next to them when you're in the right place. Given that auto attacks only activate when standing still like in 2, this will be super helpful to quickly reposition yourself for a back attack, to revive an ally, or to get in between an enemy and a more fragile party member. Speaking of, reviving this time around can only be done by the healer class, which Taion and Uni start off as. It takes about 6 seconds of holding the A button, so you'll have to be sure your tanks are pulling aggro away from you. We're not sure if this uses segments of the party gauge, is on a cooldown, or is straight up free, but it will certainly be a nice change to the typical DPS Sentry party configuration. Targeting is also changed, hopefully for the better. Much like Final Fantasy 12 and 14, a line appears connecting the enemy and a character when battle begins. This line is red when the party member is an attacker or healer, and blue when they're a tank. Tanks have a circular aura, increasing the defense of those around them, so it's a good idea to have your healers stick by the tank while the attackers take the rear. I've always found getting the AI tanks to actually hold on to aggro to be tough, so hopefully Lance and Mio fare better. Next, let's talk more about party composition. After reaching a certain point early on in the story, you'll always have the full roster of 6 characters on the field at all times. Noah and Sina are attackers, Taion and Uni are healers, and Mio and Lance are tanks, but you can change their classes later on, along with their outfits. Outfits and classes are not tied together, as you can see Mio using Noah's sword while in her base outfit, so hopefully we'll be able to outfit the party as we see fit, with even more cool threads. Throughout the release date trailer, we can also see 1 or 2 more characters join the party at once, such as Riku and Manana or Xeon. According to a Nintendo Japan tweet, these hero characters will come and go as part of the story, but join you permanently after a certain point. While you can't control them directly, I hope you'll also be able to unlock their classes to use on the main party. For example, the 2 Napon style could become a shield gunner, while archer classes like the mysterious green-haired cat girl are always cool. If this is indeed the case, I suspect Silvercoat Ethel and Smoldering Kamuravi will also grant their classes even if they don't join up, so you can have access to dual wielding and spears.
Manana, help with fighting!
Before we move on, here's a short snippet of the battle theme stitched together from multiple clips released.
Well, we've been found. Come here! I got something for you!
You didn't disappoint!
You might want to hang back!
Nintendo's released screenshots of 2 areas that we've seen so far, the grasslands, Milik Meadows, and the desert, the Aegis Wilderness. In Milik, we can see a clear view of our old friend Territorial Rotbart, and some rock formations reminiscent of the Guar Plain from Xenoblade 1. To further cement this connection, you can see a Ruin Zack's guidepost also from that game. Riku's apparently from Colony 9, so here's hoping we get to revisit that town. Meanwhile, in Aegis, we can see what looks to be a portion of the Mechanist's fallen arm, along with some floating rocks more reminiscent of Oblivia from Xenoblade X. Or, given that this is a desert area, could that be what's left of Morardane? Guess we'll find out. From the Japanese Xenoblade and Nintendo of Europe official Twitters, we have 2 more areas. Great Kadi Falls, which looks more like a combination of Earthsea and Mortha, and the Maktha Wildwood, which appears to be a mix of Mortha and Magnan Forest this time. Both have modern buildings mixed among plant life, but Kadi is more of a series of lakes, while Morkuna looks more like a jungle. These 2 areas weren't far apart in Xenoblade 1, so how could they have taken over Mortha, and how close are they exactly? One of the tweets also states that you can swim in deeper waters. Does this mean we'll finally be able to swim underwater for the first time in the series? Next up is the Xenoblade Note Volume 3, once again from Nintendo of Japan. This summarizes some of the information we've covered so far, but with a few new tidbits. There are 4 types of enemies in the game: normal, elite, lucky, and unique. Normal is self-explanatory, and unique monsters are typical for the series, but elite and lucky are new. Elite monsters are stronger than normal, duh, and while lucky monsters are the same strength as normal, they can drop better loot. While encountering a tough foe, you can of course lure them out one by throwing rocks at them, and just like Xenoblade 2, you can refight unique monsters by interacting with their grave markers. Skip travel also returns, but in our first look at the new map we can see what's called an unexplored area, possibly giving you hints on what landmarks you have yet to discover. Finally, we have an entirely new mechanic, field skills. We saw Mio grinding on a rail in the reveal trailer, so this and other abilities such as climbing will be unlocked as you progress and meet new people. Thankfully, we won't have to micromanage blades like in Xenoblade 2, but we'll still want to return to old areas to see new things like in X. This seems like a happy medium between completely free exploration and having tons of skill checks around every corner. It does make us wonder, though, if some of these skills will be unlocked through side quests, or are they all found through the main story. We'll have to play the game to know for sure, but in the meantime stay tuned to Gaming Trend for all things Xenoblade. I'm sure we'll have more to cover as Nintendo drops more news, but please look forward to our full review of the game as close to release as possible. Thanks for watching, don't forget to appease the algorithm gods by liking and subscribing, and stay safe out there.